Hi, this is Rivera. I'm the President and CEO of the Washington Biotechnology and Biomedical Association, and I'm here at the 15th Annual Life Science Innovation Northwest, or LSINW Conference. I'm here with Mark Tose. And Mark, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Okay, well, I'm 60 years old, and I was a senior manager at the Boeing company when I was diagnosed with acute myeloid leukemia back in May 2013. I went through 5 rounds of chemo, and it was determined that wasn't going to be enough, and so I was selected to be a candidate for a stem cell transplant, which I did go through that procedure in 2014. And although I would say the procedure is difficult and the recovery takes a long time, I feel pretty darn good today. I'm very grateful.
That's great.
For what was done and the technology that's been developed.
We are thrilled that you're here with us today. Where'd you have your transplant at?
It was at SCCA.
Okay, Seattle Cancer Care Alliance.
Yeah, University of Washington, Fred Hutch.
Well, you're in one of the best places in the world. If you're unfortunate enough to have a cancer in many kinds, this is one of the best places to get your treatment.
Yeah. Oh, no, the doctors and staff there, I really couldn't say more about them. They were professional and very, technically expert in what they do, but there was something more. They had a lot of empathy, and that really meant a lot to me. Because when you're a patient and you're going through that, you're pretty vulnerable, and it's so scary.
I can imagine. Why do you think it was important for you to come here today to a conference like this?
Well, I really wanted to get the message out to hopefully for anyone listening that could possibly sign up to the Be the Match registry and help the other patients that are looking for a transplant. That's number one. But I just really did want to come here and meet people and encourage people to keep pursuing these technology advances. And I'm participating in a trial now. It's a targeted T-cell trial where they've modified my donor's T cells to come in and attack any remaining cancer or remainder of my own bone marrow that might be left. And it's pioneering, but it gives me hope that one day we could actually treat this terrible disease without chemotherapy.
Right.
The chemo is pretty rough for the patients.
How are you feeling today?
I feel wonderful. I mean, it's not perfect. I still get a little bit tired more than others. But I'm telling you, every day is a gift, and I don't take it for granted. It's wonderful to be here.
Now, you were telling me earlier off camera, you went camping for the first time recently.
Yeah, I went camping last weekend, and it was exhausting, but my immune system's good enough now where I can get out and smell the flowers and the trees and stuff, and after being in a sterile environment for so long, just a blessing.
You kind of take those things for granted, I guess, don't you?
Maybe some people do, but I don't anymore.
You don't anymore, right?
I don't anymore.
Yeah. So if you're a patient not necessarily in the life sciences community, any recommendations, any advice you might have for them?
I know that sometimes the situations in the businesses that you guys are involved in, and a lot of it is financial in nature, can tend to sway how things evolve, and I would just encourage the technical people to pursue your passion and let your energy go into the area where you think it will do the most good for the people that really need it.
Okay.
And when I see like the trial I'm in and other technologies where chemotherapy could be a thing of the past, I am just so excited about where we are in terms of technology, and I wanted to come in and just encourage everyone to keep going. It saved my life.
Yeah. So the clinical trial you're in, tell me a little bit about the procedure. What did you have to go through for the trial?
Well, they asked me before the transplant if I would be willing to participate, and I said if it could help others, I would. But they had extra stem cells and product from my donor that they're going to keep alive over there at Fred Hutch. And they took some of the T cells and they modified them, and people out listening to us will probably laugh at my naive understanding, but they modified a virus that both my donor and I have, and they embedded the T cells into the virus so that they can come in and they're specific to attack the remainder of me. I know that everyone's laughing out there. Okay.
No, they're not.
But for me, all I had to do was agree. It was just another treatment that I received. And for my donor, he had to, provide additional product during the time. And I met him back in April for the first time. They won't let us know who our donor is for a year.
Okay.
And boy, what a moment that was. And I'll tell you, the interesting thing, he was researching the same disease I have, acute myeloid leukemia. At the time he donated, he didn't know who he was donating to or why. It just turned out that way, and he's actually pre-med, and he's applying to med school this year. So I'm really excited, and I hope he can get in.
That's very exciting. And when did you have that procedure, the last one?
The T-cell infusion was about a year ago.
Okay, and are there any more treatments now? Or
well, there was one scheduled, but it's experimental, right?
Okay.
And so how the T-cells reacted in my body wasn't exactly how they predicted.
Yeah.
And so I didn't get that second infusion, and they're just tracking me and monitoring me. And again, I'm no expert on that, but I feel good, and everything is going well.
Glad to hear it. Glad to hear it. Well, Gary Gilliland was here a few moments ago. He keynoted our conference, and he's the new director and president at the Hutch. You know, I asked him where does he see things in 10 years or so, and he really believes they're working on cures, not just treatments for cancer, and without chemotherapy, as you mentioned, which I'm sure from a patient's perspective, that's a big deal.
Oh, I mean, absolutely. When I think back of how much suffering did the actual disease cause me and how much suffering did the treatment cause me, right? Well, the one would kill you. You have to go to the treatment to survive. But it is brutal. Yeah. It's archaic and brutal. There, I said it.
Right.
We can do better, and I know that we are. And I was hoping he'd be around. I could say hi to him. But we're actually having a transplant survivor picnic coming up in July, and I'll be going for the first time. And I'm so excited, to see other people that have won the gold medal.
And I guess his sister is also a transplant survivor. He announced this morning.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so you'll meet his sister as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Mark, I want to thank you very much for coming. It's been a pleasure to meet you. Truly enjoy it. It's people like you. It's why people like us do our job, and we don't get to meet patients that often, but when we do, it's truly an honor, and thank you for
thanks to everyone out there that's doing that work, and I just say please keep going.
I appreciate it. Mark, thank you very much.
Okay.
And it's Chris Rivera from the WBBA from LSINW. Have a great day.